Hi, this is Lainey from Camp Joy Farms. I promised you a video on the layout of my property and gardens so that you can understand when you're watching my videos where I'm at on my property and which gardens I'm working on. So walk with me today and ride a little bit on the side-by-side, and I'll show you where things are on Camp Joy Farms. When I walk out of my door in the mornings, I have a pretty view of the flag and just property around our farm. I get to walk out and see my carrots growing that I'm going to be harvesting next month, hopefully. I always think of Greg from Hoss Tools saying, you know, you don't want to grow beautiful carrot plants, you want to grow beautiful carrot roots. So I don't know what's under there, but I found this old wheelbarrow on the side of the road. It's just an old rusty wheelbarrow, only has one arm and everything, but I loved it and I picked it up and I came home, threw a bag or two of potting soil in there and put some carrot seeds, and I'm going to harvest those in just a few weeks, and I'll show you all about that when we do it. I have another sugar kettle planter over here that I put miscellaneous things in. Just the other day I planted probably about 75 heads of garlic in it. It's the first time I've ever planted garlic. I'm experimenting. I'm hoping for the best. Watered it really good the last couple of days, so hopefully it will come up and I'll be able to have some garlic, about next summer. I'll walk across our driveway and out along our property. My gardens are located behind the house. I'm approaching right now, behind that little trailer that is there, that is where my high tunnel is going to be. It's going to be right behind our shed. It'll be the first garden that I walk up on every day. As you can see, we've got some string pulled. My brother-in-law came and helped me with that. It's pulled around the perimeter of the high tunnel. He's got it leveled for me to show me where all else I need dirt. I have been hauling dirt from one part of our property to the other for a while now, and I still don't have near enough. And I haven't leveled it out yet, but I know I don't have near enough. Okay. This will be the front of the high tunnel. The high tunnel will have a door on each end. So this would be where I would be going in the door at. Right here where that string is. I'd be going in the door. It's 20 foot wide and it's going to be 48 feet long. What I'm going to do is the dirt you see towards the back of the plot, I'm going to keep adding dirt from our dirt pile that we have, and I'm going to pull it this way. I'm going to pull it forward towards the front of the greenhouse, level things all up. Then I'm going to have several big loads of organic soil brought in to put on top of that. It's an investment I'm just going to have to make. I really want to get some good, fertile, healthy soil inside this greenhouse to start with. I was going to put raised beds inside this greenhouse, but I have decided not to. It's just so much money for the greenhouse to get it going. It's a lot of time and money for this dirt to be brought in the organic soil. The dirt was free, but the organic soil will cost me money. I really don't want to even buy more soil to fill beds. And so I'm just going to grow things from the ground up right now. And that's okay. I think I really need to try it that way first before I just default to building a bunch of raised beds in here. Now, if I were walking through the whole greenhouse, I would be walking back here. You can see the posts. See the post on that side. And this would be the very back of the greenhouse right here where this dirt is mounded up. Okay, so my back door would be right here. There's my little string line. My back door would be right here. Now, as you can see, I've got more of a garden back here. I'm calling this my upper garden. I'll tell you why in a moment. I did come out here and plant some dwarf Essex rape seed for ground cover right before Thanksgiving. I planted it later than I did on the other garden, but it's already coming up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's already coming up. I measured the other day. This upper garden is 28 wide by 54 deep. And what I'm going to do with this garden, and I'm very excited about it, I'm going to put T-post around it. I'm going to put Horta Nova plastic netting around it. I use that for my pole beans and things like that. But I'm going to have posts all the way around it, about every 16 feet. String Horta Nova netting around it. And I'm going to have kind of a cottage garden up here. I am going to grow things that I intend to sell here. This is where I'm going to actually have my squash and some of my zucchinis. But I'm also going to just do things I want to do. There's a variety of corn called John Hawk corn that I got from Clemson University. I got the seeds from them. It's supposed to grow about 15 feet tall. I could only get 50 seeds in a pack, but I'm going to just experiment with it. I'm only going to have 3 little rows of like 7 seeds each, but I want to grow that back here. There's some heirloom variety pole beans that I'm going to grow back here. And I'm also going to grow some Cherokee tomatoes back here and things like that. So this is my upper garden. Let me step over the string here. And we have a small little hill. My husband terraced our land when he did some dirt work. So I don't know if you can really tell, but you have to walk down this hill to get to the bottom area. But this area is what I call my lower garden. So this is my lower garden. It's about, I'm thinking it's about 50 feet by 100, 110. It seems like every time I disc it up or whatever, I end up with a few extra feet here and there. So I'm not really sure. I haven't measured it in a while, so I'll have to check that out. This garden is going to be, of course, probably the busiest garden for next spring. I'm going to have a lot of corn planted here, some candy corn brand, which I've never grown before, but I've had the seeds and I really want to try it. I have bulk seeds for that. And then I'm just going to have a lot of other different things, tomatoes, peppers. This is where I'm going to grow my carrots. I'm also going to bring in some organic soil to mix in out here. Now I want to explain something. When I walk up the hill, going back towards our house and the sheds, and I'd be going back towards the high tunnel when it gets built. When I do that, and we turn to the left, when I walk over here, I want to show you what's on our property. When we bought it, of course, I've said before, this used to be a bar pit area where they mined for rocks and gravel. Part of the property had some topsoil on it. We brought in more and used, equipment and made us a house plot in the yard. Also on our property, we actually have a big sandbar. You can see the sandbar down here. Goes all the way to the beach. We have a beach. A lot of people don't have a beach on their property. I don't really use it that much because I don't want to lay out there and get sunburned or anything. But we have a beach, and it goes all the way back up, not quite to the road, not quite to the front road that goes gravel driveway in front of our house, but almost. So we have a big beachy area. In the past, to walk over to the garden that my husband put in last January, I literally had to walk across this beach all the time. Now, if you're into CrossFit and training, and that's your thing, and you want to walk through sand all the time to strengthen your legs, I got the place for you. But it gets very old to do this when you're carrying water hoses and things like that. I do have a little gravel road that runs along the side of our property. It's over there. But, I would have to load all that stuff into my car, get in my car and bring it over here. And that can get old too. So most of the time, I just walk things over here. And you might ask, well, why even have a garden way over here? Well, Richard had tilled that up right before his stroke. And so I just kind of made a commitment last year to keep it going. I just wanted to plant things in it, something he could come look at to see that it, was growing and things like that during his recovery. And he had planted 2 rows of potatoes in it. So I had to come over here anyway to check potatoes and harvest potatoes and do things like that. So I planted a lot of things over here last year and they grew fine. So you have to walk all the way across that beach to get to this garden. This is the one that I disced up the other day with my tractor when I was showing you that I put the horse manure on it. The soil over here is pretty fertile. I know our soil may not look black and loamy like some soils do, and I am so jealous of people that have that type of soil, you know, at their houses, but it's still pretty good soil. He just picked a spot on our property that had a lot of soil and that wasn't as sandy and rocky as other parts of the property, and that's where he put this garden. So this is where it's going to be. I'm going to keep it going because I don't want to lose this spot to weeds or anything, and I need the growing area. You know, I need the square footage to grow some melons. I'm also going to have corn at this end. This whole end down here from beginning to the other end over there is going to be Mosby prolific corn. I grew it last year and it was wonderful. I loved it. This is the road I was telling you about. Whoever developed this property had put in this road, and it goes, it ends right up there. You can pretty much see where it ends. But it is a road bed that comes in handy. It's solid. We can drive the tractor on it, no problem. And it really helps us out as far as being able to get back here and do things. So this road goes all the way to here. And it used to end, but my husband kind of extended it. And what we do, when I haul dirt and things like that, or when my son's mowing, we come and we go down this hill, crunching on the rocks with my shoes, but that's the way it is. We go down this hill, and we own this area back here, which this area is low. I probably could plant something on it. But it does, if there is a really high rain situation or flooding in the area, our lake does rise a little bit at this point, and the water will come across here and connect to back there to where there's another lake that you can't see. So this will go under. I hate to put a lot of my time and effort into growing something here that potentially might get flooded. It doesn't happen every year, but it has happened twice since we've lived here. So I just don't know. I have to evaluate whether I really want to till this up and put something in until I really outgrow the space I'm at right now. That's what I'm thinking. Back here, I'll walk you a little bit more. Back here is my dirt pile. It's probably in the shadows. You can't see it real well, so I'm going to try to get up close to it. But those trees are actually on the dirt pile. I have to pull dirt from around it. And every now and then we'll hook up and just pull a little tree down. This is a man-made dirt pile, and the trees just sprung out of it a few years ago. But this is the dirt pile where I come over here with the tractor, use the bucket, and get dirt. And I've got little spaces all along there. And this dirt pile goes back about another 40 feet or so. So it'll give me the dirt I need. Just to give an overview, you can see that it's a little walk to get back to my house, to get back to the other gardens, which are over there, you know, to the right of the shed and everything. So this year we decided to buy, in light of Richard's situation and in light of me trying to handle a lot of this farming work all by myself, we decided to buy a side-by-side. That's another decision I made. Instead of just leaving money in the bank where it's not doing us a whole lot of good, I was wanting to put this money to work. We did not buy the side-by-side for enjoyment or just to ride around and have fun, to go hunting with, things like that. We bought it purely for specific reasons. And I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. I'm going to show you how much quicker it is to get back here riding the side-by-side than it is walking across that beach, especially if I would be hauling any type of fertilizer, equipment, tools, or anything like that. Come go with me. I hope you can hear me. We're going to head out now, and I'll take you to the back again, except this time we'll drive. lot easier to get back here very quickly on a motorized vehicle. And this side-by-side has really come in handy. We bought this little side-by-side. It's the smallest model they make, but it is big time important to us. We bought it for 3 specific reasons. Number 1, to take our garbage out to the highway. I have a car with a hatchback. My son works and leaves very early in the morning and doesn't get home until after dark. So the garbage needs to get out there and get back in a timely manner, because if it sits out on the highway, it can get blown into the road and hit and things like that. So this side-by-side was really important to us so that I could load the garbage onto the back of it, 2 cans, take it out to the highway, and then bring it back later on in that evening. Second of all, of course, it's for Camp Joy Farms. If you have to throw bags of fertilizer, pot and soil, things like that, tools, anything like that, and take them across your property, it's wear and tear on your car to be throwing things like that in and out of your car, which I was doing. And it's so much wear and tear on your body to do that physically. So you definitely need some type of help to transfer all those things around your property. Yesterday, my husband and I came over to this area, all along this gravel road area, and I put T-post down to mark our property line. We had survey stakes there, but we worried that the survey stakes will eventually rot, and go away. And we wanted to put some T-post to kind of permanently mark where those surveyor stakes are. And couldn't get to the area with our tractor. We drove over here in the side-by-side, and I physically, with a post hole driver, pounded those T-posts into the ground. A couple of them went in easy, a couple of them didn't. I was not a happy camper. It wore me out. I didn't film any of it because it wasn't a task I was looking forward to doing. It wasn't a task that had anything to do with our farm. It was just a task that we needed to get done before those stakes wore out and broke. So we took care of that. Third reason that we got the side-by-side, and I took a chance, but I figured it would work out okay, is because I figured that this small little cab here with the bench seat, Richard could probably drive it. And I figured that if we got him in it, I figured that he could scoot into such a position that he could drive it with his left foot and arm, and he has. And it has been wonderful because it gives him some independence. I drive everywhere we go now, and he doesn't drive anymore. But he can tootle around on this thing on our property all by himself. He comes over here in the evening, like I said, and he looks around at the lake and notices everything. It gives him a chance to kind of inspect things on our property, and he'll come back and tell me about something like those stakes that he thinks needs to be done, and we'll put it on our list. I have a list that just never seems to stop, and I'm always adding things to it. The main thing is it gives him some independence, and it gets him out of the house for a few hours at a time to get some fresh air, and it gives me a little time, wink wink, to do some things that I want to do. Sometimes when he's out here, I go back in the house just to kind of cook supper, turn the TV on something I want it on, and just relax while I'm cooking in the evening. It gives us some time apart because we're together all the time. And so this little side-by-side is worth its weight in gold to us. It has just come in so handy, and I appreciate it so much. So that's the tour of our property. It's not the White House. It's not Versailles or anything like that, but we're very appreciative of it. I'm appreciative. I use our well water right now to water things in our gardens, but I could always use the lake. Richard actually has me a pump out there by the lake, but it runs on diesel, and he's the one that primed it and used it a few times. And I haven't taught myself yet how to do that. So it's there if I need to. I can pump it, and it's already attached to a water hose that I could hook up to a splitter, a sprinkler system or whatever, and use on our property. I might do that later, but I'm appreciative of the water source of the lake to put some fish emulsion type water, algae type water onto my plants. I think they would like that. I'm appreciative of our space. Not all of our land is usable for gardening. The beach area that we walked across, I did Google a few times and just said, what will grow in sand? I don't know. I don't know what to do with that area as far as being productive for a business. So, and I don't want anything that's an eyesore to our neighbors. We only have a couple of neighbors, but we all respect each other back here, and we try to keep our places nice and everything. I did see on one website that Mediterranean type herbs love to grow in sand, and they suggested some different herbs. And so I might look into that, just because you want to kind of evaluate every square foot of where you own and see if you can somehow make those things productive. It doesn't have to all begin now. There's no way I can begin every little project that I can think of now, but you can roll into things later, and it gives you a prospect of making some money later if you can figure out how to put that land into production. So that's what I'm looking at. Now you might wonder, you're looking at a lot of dirt at my house right now. And I understand that. I wish I could be giving you tours right now of broccoli and cabbage, and collards and mustard greens growing. I chose not to. It's funny, the timing just was funny, I guess, not great. I took my garden down, and then the very next week decided to start my YouTube channel. So, might have seemed like weird timing, but when life's opportunities come up, when the technology that I needed with having a new phone and things, and learning editing system and things like that, when they presented themselves, I just had to just go ahead and get started. But I had made a decision to not have, per se, fall winter gardens. I had done a late summer garden, and I had grown things, and I still have some tomatoes out there right now that you might have just kind of seen when I was showing my lower garden. But I made the decision to not have a fall winter garden because I need to focus on getting the high tunnel built. And I just thought that the more I would have to be out in the gardens, the less time I would give to the greenhouse and to getting those tasks completed. And when you have kind of a mountain to climb like that, to get something like that done, it just has to kind of rise on the priority list, and it needs to get taken care of. And then I can sit back later and have that high tunnel area to grow in, and I'll be really appreciative of it, even though I didn't have a fall winter garden. So that's all. I just wanted to talk to you today and kind of show you our property and kind of give you a feeling of our little area, our little farm, and what it could potentially be in the spring. And so I hope you journey with me. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. So please subscribe. And please like the videos if you like them. And I really was wanting some comments. Please give me comments and questions and just things you might want to know. I'd really love to hear from people and get that interaction going. And I've had several people say, well, how do I know when you post anything? Well, you can turn on your notifications. Whenever you see like my video come up in your stream and you just say, oh, I'd like to watch that video, and you click on it. Okay, that brings you to my video, but you need to click on my actual picture where it says Camp Joy Farms and there's a little picture of me. Click on that, and that will actually bring you to my channel page. So once you're on my channel page, you'll see the word subscribe. It's usually written in red. Punch that to subscribe to my channel, and then right by that word subscribe is a little picture of a bell. Just push that bell, then you'll know when I post something. And I would appreciate it if you give it a watch. If you like it, give me a little thumbs up. All of that kind of helps YouTube to continue playing your videos and things like that. And that'll help me, and then let me know what types of videos you like. I know what I like. I'm getting excited to do my seed videos and just to show you my seeds and things like that. That's what I like. Is it what you like? Let me know. I'd appreciate it, and I would welcome your feedback. I'm Lainey with Camp Joy Farms, and I've got to go. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.